$84 million in cuts to AmeriCorps service programs across the U.S. will no longer be cut following actions taken in part by the Mass Attorney General's office. To recap, AmeriCorps is the federal agency for national service and volunteerism. It saw cuts to its budget and workforce over these past months, forcing AmeriCorps to place at least 85% of its workforce on administrative leave before terminating them in June. The White House funding bloc withheld money from 5 programs in the Bay State, including the Springfield College AmeriCorps program and TerraCorps, a subsidiary conserving our nation's environment and fighting food insecurity. The court has now removed this block, meaning more than $184 million will be available to AmeriCorps programs nationwide as soon as possible.